Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, Link family, crypto family. We are today with a new podcast, the second episode. It's a great Sunday. So we are here with Willie, our favorite Willie. Everybody knows Willie. And then we have, of course, the mystery guest, Craigo. We're gonna ask Craigo some questions about anything what you guys wanna know about Craigo. And of course, we have Bobby Ribbit what gonna tell us about the staking application after. So let's start with Grego. Grego, the audience like to know who is Grego, what you're doing inside the crypto, and tell us a little bit about you, man. Welcome.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. So
Welcome.
I've been in the Web3 crypto space since 2017. Launched my podcast in early 2022. Had about 100 interview episodes under my belt. And since then, probably I'm gonna say mid last year, started creating a lot of the short content because I realized that we all have short attention spans. And when you can take good information and condense it to where it's understandable, it's engaging, and it builds good momentum. That's what I'm doing currently now, and I'm having a lot of fun. And it's an honor to be here amongst the LYNK community, hanging out and vibing with you guys today, and sharing and learning from some of these great minds in the stage.
Thank you so much, man. That's a great introduction. Grego, Willie, how are you doing, my man? Willie,
Doing,
our favorite Willie, tell a little bit how are you doing, man?
doing great, doing great. I added a little quality to the stream, hopefully, so be a little better
Definitely.
image. And yeah, just pumped as can be. Happy to have Craigo here with us. Happy to have our Bobby Rippet here with us. It's gonna be amazing. I'm ready. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Willie. And then we, of course, have Bobby. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Great, man. We are very happy to have you here, and of course, I think there will be a lot of questions for you in the end of the stream about the thing what you're gonna explain, because I think it's a very important part for the Link community. Let's start with Grego. Grego, I see you have behind you some meme coin stuff. I see, for example, Brett. I see if my eyes are good, I see a couple other things. Is that related with you? Are you are you really in meme coins, or what is the story behind it? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this summer, before this summer, I was kind of like no memes. Memes or shit coins that it's garbage.
Okay.
It's garbage. It's all trash, and it's all going to zero. And I got a call from my good friend Shabbat and Keck OX. On the Ethereum blockchain, Landwolf, which is OX67, part of the boys meta by the hand of Matt Fury. From there you've got Yepe, you've got Bretter Bet, and also shout out to Base Brett. And for me, and also Andy's over to the other side of me. So for me, I really love the idea of the boys club meta, what it meant, the representation of Pepe, right? Because that was the first character that put Matt Fury on the map as far as within meme culture. And what a talented artist he is. And so when I got the call from my friend Shabbat.eth and Keck, and they started talking about it, I was like, guys, I've done a lot of interviews with top people. I just, not that I'm too good for anything, because I don't move on money. Like, listen, we're all here because we want to make money, but I want to build relationships. I want to create credibility. And then when they started talking to me about what they're doing on Landwolf, I was like, this is cool. Building utility, creation like you guys are doing with LYNK, building that community, like working for the bag. And that was something that was really important. So early on, I got involved. I started hosting spaces, creating short clip content. And I found out that the one thing that I was really attracted to about this space is the thing that you guys here are doing today, which is building the credibility amongst the community, talking about how to drive forward. I mean, one of the things was this guy skydiving off the building in Dubai. That was phenomenal, right? There's nothing better than great press, good energy, and a positive momentum. And I saw that from our Landwolf community, and I see that from you guys, hence why I was so willing to say, let me come on to the podcast. So happened this summer, this past summer in 2024, and just been creating good content since. I will say I just pivot a little bit from just talking about meme coins because there were so many people that were getting wrecked. They were just speculating. They were just throwing money at the wind, but they really weren't working and building relationships within the community. They weren't getting to know the founders. They weren't getting to connect with the community, really connect. And they were just going, oh, I'm going to throw money, number go up. And it's like, no, when you invest your money, also don't forget, most importantly, invest your time.
That makes a lot of sense. I see you have the T-shirt of Landwolf inside you, and you talked about the Matt Furry and the Boys Club. Matt Furry, he's like what I know from Matt Furry. He's like an art person. He make this art. I have a question for you. There is a lot of speculation about Matt Furry and this meme coins, like for example Brad, for example Hoppy and Landwolf, and a couple other little ones, for example Fefe and all the other little ones. Can you tell me, for example, what brought you in this boys club Because I also heard, like for example, they are a little bit fighting, like who was the first art of Matt Furry. Can you tell us, for example, who was that? Do you know who was the first art of Matt Furry? Because some people say, for example, it was Pepe. Other people say it was Hoppy. Others say it was, like for example, Brett or Landwolf. There's a little bit like people don't know really what the thing is behind that. And about Landwolf, I also want to ask you something. Landwolf, like it went a lot up. Actually, I thought, let me bet on Landwolf. And I did like 3,000-4,000 euro dollar inside Landwolf, and it went nuts. It went really a lot up, and it went like up until like 2 months ago, and from there we had a big drop in Landwolf. Can you tell us a little bit what actually happened with Landwolf that it dropped so much, or is it still in life and the things go well? Just it was like a little drop, like the most meme coins drop.
Right. So a lot of good questions packed into one. All right. So first character, do I know the first character that launched Matt Fury off? No. Can it be my assumption or guess from the social currency that it was Pepe? I'd like to think so. As far as, you mentioned Hoppe and Fifi and some of those other communities, all good people there. Some of them have, hopped into DMs, talking about, the ideas around content creation. For me, I like to focus in on, 5 of my particular memes, and one of them primarily being, Landwolf. Do I know where it came in as far as by the hand of Matt Fury? I don't. I believe Matt Fury has done over 500 different characters. There's a NFT collection that you can look up on OpenSea. Some really, really good things that he's done as an artist. But again, in the Web3 meme space, whether it's digital assets or it is that of crypto, every community. I mean, you had, Landwolf on other blockchains I won't mention. And I think, again, at the end of the day, you want to see people be successful. You want people to build a positive community. So I don't really care who came first, behind, or last, or afterwards. Doesn't matter to me. What matters is the community that shows up every day. Like, again, you guys at LYNK, watching the engagement as you built the momentum here. It's the same thing for Landwolf. The conversation in the DM chat, they haven't stopped. And they still creating things. They just launched up onto TikTok the other day. They're going multiple social media platforms, like I think every great community, like you guys included, do. So I don't know. I try not. I stay away from the politics of that. I just focus on the positivity. And if a community does something really cool, then I want to announce it or talk about it. Whether there's new development of a website, whether there's a connection to a credit card company, whether you can actually use your crypto in real exchange for actual products and services. That's what really matters to me. So
makes sense. So for you, it's important, like the community, it's stable, the community is healthy, there is some talk behind it, and there is some good energy. So, and I saw that back, to be honest, in Landwolf, because I was also in little bit in the community of Landwolf and Hoppy and Brad and Draggy and all this and all the club of the boys club, because it was quite a trend like 6 months ago, 7 months ago. It was really a big trend, the Matt Furry characters. Actually, like I also did like an investigation in that time, because a lot of people told me like, actually Matt Furry doesn't know, is not really behind it, but he created the art, but these are just all communities. I think it started with Pepe, right? And the rest followed, right? Because I think
Feels
like
good.
Landwolf, what was one of the biggest gains, I think, in the last 7-8 months, because it really went a lot up. Landvolk, because I saw my portfolio growing and growing and growing, and I didn't sold. I sold I sold maybe 2 months ago, where I thought, okay, I'm happy with this amount, because in the meme coins, I think you agree, there should be some time, some moment that you think, okay, let me take some profit of it, because it doesn't go up forever. I think. I mean, even it's the community super nice and super good. I mean, there is a moment that you think, okay, let me take a little bit profit of it. Did
100,
you do?
100%. And let me just throw this one thing out to you. When people, even in the Link community, when you have people that buy in and you have someone that sells out, congratulate those people on the way out and say, hey, the door is always open. Come on back in. We're a community. We're bringing everybody in from different walks of life. That's something to congratulate people for. And I think that's something that brings positivity. And when the market goes down, you see the communities that are really working hard. Again, like your community. I've watched it over the past few weeks as we were kind of talking about the idea of me coming on. And it's the same thing I see with Landwolf. Now, are there other communities that are, I don't say that are similar in nature? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just focusing in on the communities that are doing really cool stuff, and just, keeping myself there and not being like, oh, that community, they're not the real thing. We're the real thing. Because that brings nothing but negative energy. And then you get people debating all day on what meme is the best meme, rather than just saying, I love memes. I love the culture. I just want to see a positive twist on it. And when you see people getting ripped because the market's dropping, well, then that's the concern. And that's when I say, whoa, stop a minute. What's everybody doing, and why are they moving this way?
It makes a lot of sense what you're saying. I think quite the same, Grego. I think also you should not make enemies with other communities. You should just focus on yourself. You should focus on your own community. It's the same like in life. In life, you also focus on yourself. You don't gonna look what your neighbor is doing. You don't gonna look what your friends are doing. You just focus on your journey. I think everybody is on his own journey, and if you have a goal, and if you have something what's positive and energyful, and it can give value to the people, because in the end it's all about giving value to the people, if it's in community or if it's even in any marketplace. I think if you are in a marketplace and you want to get money, you give value for the money you get. And then of course the people say it's time what I give. No, actually it's okay giving value. It costs time. But why somebody gives 8 hours of his days and he gain €50, and the other one gives in the same time frame he make 10,000? It's, I think, based on the value what you can give in the marketplace. And I think if you bring something what is interesting and you give some kind of value to the people, if it's even the community or financial way or other way, I think then you do it good, man. So I agree very, very much with you. It makes a lot of sense what you say. And yeah, man, there are many bad meme coins. I agree very much with that. But there are also good meme coins, and there are also people with good intentions. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So thank you so much for clarifying that to the audience. Willie, let's. Do you have some questions for our special guest, Grego? Maybe you want to ask something.
Let's see. Nothing really comes to mind right away for Craigo. We're just getting started here. I'll mention a little bit on Matt Fury though, and Pepe. Just from my personal recollection, what really blew up Matt was the Pepe meme. Pepe standing in front of a urinal and he's got his pants all the way down. And he just says, feels good, man. And that is more or less the meme I remember becoming familiar with Pepe on. And I saw that meme and I was like, I love this frog.
So, one question to Grego. I have one question to Grego about the Landwolf, Grego. Do you think that sometimes the image of Landwolf is a little bit too much? How can I say it? A little bit too
degen?
because yeah, he's carrying inside things like, you know what I mean, like drinking, smoking, and doing things, strippers and this kind of things. Do you think it's a little bit, sometimes the level is a little bit too much, or is it just you think it's a joke and it's just based on fun, and it can also have a serious face, even if you post this kind of things? Because I know a lot. I didn't know actually you was from Landwolf, but I know a lot about this Landwolf and about like the things from Matt Fury.
It's funny. First off, I'm from my own place, meaning I'm Craig Cass, Craig's Crypto Corner, however you want to refer to me. But for me, I because we're talking about memes and we're talking about community, I was just like, let me just rock it for fun and have a little fun, and of course give shout out to the people in that community that I love and respect and who have really supported my momentum or my growth in this space. As far as the degeneracy of peeing by a urinal and feels good men and strippers and doing drugs. I do none of that stuff. I'm a married man, 2 amazing children. And so for me, as I build credibility in this space, there's this level of degeneracy, and where I feel it is, you talk to a project, you talk to a community, and I'm my own ambassador. I did a post this week on that, reaching out because everybody's like looking for daddy to come home. And the idea that the founders and the team leads are going to lead you to the promised land. No, that's us together, building up together, raising that bar, that standard. Does it get to be too much sometimes? I think what's really cool is the diversity of personalities within the Web3 infrastructure of crypto and memes and NFTs. And so for me, there's someone for everyone. There's so many different people like in your community or part of our community, because I think that's the wider part that brings people together. When you look at the division in the country or division in the world, this is the place where your religion and your background don't matter. Exactly. If you're part of that community, we're all in this together, right? Really, actually, genuinely being all in this together. So, to me, the memes and the degeneracy are when I'm, aping into something or, and for me, I think it's no longer aping, and I actually have good insight and good knowledge. And I'd like to say good feel, touch, instinct as to if I'm going to get involved in something or support it. And I think, to the backstory of Lamb Wolf on ETH, that was the CTO, and the backstory of Keck OX is just phenomenal. And it's inspiring, and those conversations are real because you know what? It feels good, man.
That's a great answer, man. Let's go a little bit to something else. What is very important in generally for meme coins and for the altcoins and for anything, because I think a lot of people are interested in these questions. We're gonna first ask it to Craigo, and then we're gonna ask it to Bobby and to Willie. What do you think that the sentiment for the meme coins is? Do you think that it will come some kind of super cycle that a lot of respected people inside the crypto talking about, or do you think maybe it's the end of the meme coins and there will not come any cycle, a super cycle for the meme coins? Do you think it's still in life and we can make a super cycle, or do you think it's dead?
Optimism, pessimism. I'm going to go with optimism. Okay. What keeps the market alive? Crypto Twitter, and then other social media platforms, the currency of great conversations like this. People who are listening in, and thanks for everybody who is listening. Don't forget to, if you're on Spaces, retweet, wherever you are, share this content because I think it's valuable from this whole conversation here. So I'm the optimist. And I watched how the market just briefly moved. Trump came into presidency and we thought we were Valhalla. I think there's a reset, and I do think we're going to see a strong emergence. And I think you're going to get a lot of FOMO. And I think that FOMO is going to build that momentum. And communities like LYNK and Lamb Wolf will grow and succeed long term within 2025 and create legends, OG legends like that of Pepe, like that of Doge. So that's my thought.
Perfect. Let's ask this to Bobby. Do you have some kind of do you have some lack of sentiment in the market at this moment about meme coins?
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess to answer your question, I think if you've been on crypto Twitter, if you've been in the space the last, 6 months or so, you've kind of seen the sentiment of all these rug pulls, people like Hatua's team, I guess, the Libra team. We have all these different cabals. And essentially, they're doing a lot of insider trading, stuff like that, and just stealing people's liquidity, stealing people's money. And so and I think that's driven the sentiment for crypto negatively in the past few months. And but I don't think that's the end of meme coins at all. Far from it. I think meme coins are here to stay. Like Craigo mentioned, it's all about the community and the culture. Not only that, but tokenomics. We're a lot of these coins are built on top of chains like Solana, and so if Solana does well, obviously these coins would do well as well. And so I don't think these meme coins are going to die. They're here to stay for sure.
Positive. And we was talking about cult and about community. Willie don't knows everything about cult and community, because Willie is one of the first Deutsche Miners, guys. For the people that didn't know that, for the people that tune in, Willie here is one of the first Deutsche Miners in the crypto. He was very early inside the community Deutsch. So what is your talks about the sentiment, the meme sentiment, Willie?
The meme coin sentiment in general, I am extremely bullish, Malad. And there's a number of reasons. If I may, first of all, I agree with everything Craigo and Bobby said. I think so much of the meme coin space, the value is more so in the community than in the coin reflected in the exact current chart. Because, just generally said, I think the value is in the community, and I've seen it before with Dogecoin. It was almost all community back in the day. But back to your main point, meme coins right now. Most meme coins are on Solana. Well, I can't say most, but there's a lot. The excitement is on Solana for meme coins in general. From my perspective, I'm incredibly bullish on Solana because of really the world meta in general, and also Solana. It's very American blockchain. It's from here in the U.S. and it's fast. We use it all the time with LYNK. We tip each other and watch the speed. It's under a minute. You can sling LYNK around the world. Back to your point, I'm extremely bullish on Solana, and likewise, I'm extremely bullish on the meme coin super cycle, especially for the big communities and the ones that you see if you see communities right now or within the last month and a half on crypto Twitter, working, having fun, building their community, those are the ones that will be the super cycle, in my opinion. And of course, it's all opinion and speculation, but that's what I see happening in real time. We'll see if it comes to fruition.
So guys, Craigo, Bobby, and Willie are bullish about meme coins, and that's of course a very, very positive statement. Like the things where Craigo, for example, talks about the Land Wolf, and I think Brett is also in the Land Wolf is on Ethereum, right, Craigo?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's on other chains as well. It is on. There is another community that's on Solana. And again, you want to see all communities succeed, and we're always reminded by the hand of Matt Fury. But it's you've got Brett, you've got Yepe, you've got OX69, which is Pepe. You got OX68, which is Andy. You got OX67, which is Land Wolf, and then you've got OX66, which is Brett. And then you have Base Brett, and there's sort of a correlation there because Base did some incredible things. But again, we're all reminded by the artistry of Matt Fury and the inspiration of, for sure.
Yeah, because I think like the Ethereum, it understood that the fees were a little bit too high, because I trade a lot meme coins on Ethereum. Like for myself, I trade a little bit bigger amount, so sometimes paying $100 or $70, $80 for a buy and a sell, it's fine. But I can imagine that people with a little amount that you want to buy, and you need, for example, pay 70 or 80 euro Ethereum fee, it can be a little bit hard for the people. That's why I think Ethereum came with the base, right? And the base, actually, it was like a lot of people talked about it, like until maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. I think a lot of people talked about base and it was the future, until a lot of meme coins came in Solana, and the switch went to Solana. Do you think that it will continue with Solana, or do you think that there are also projects that launching and they will choose for base or Ethereum?
I think there's balance in both, right? So if you have a Phantom wallet and you have a MetaMask wallet and you know how to get your crypto to those wallets safely, you're going to play in the arena that you're going to play in. You're going to connect with the communities on crypto Twitter and beyond, YouTube. So I think it's just where people find that connection and that growth trajectory. And are they short-term speculators? So for me, the question that I have in the back of my mind for you guys, and again, it's your show, is Pump.Fun, was that a net positive or a net negative for the space? And I'll just answer it really quick from you, and then please feel free to share. I think it was a net positive. Well, also as me, a content creator, I want to create credibility. I had to take a step back because what I don't want to do is see people getting wrecked. And the stories that were coming out were really challenging. And so when you're building in that ecosystem, you want to say, hey, we can appreciate that. If you're a real degenerate, go have fun. But you want to build long-term, stick here with us, the LYNK community or the Land Wolf community. And so, fees are not fun. But at the end of the day, if your growth on, because I've sold some bags within ETH, and I've done well. Did I like the fee that was 30, 40 times that greater than Solana? No. But was the win so great that I really didn't care? Yeah.
I have a point on your pump fund comment. I think it's a positive for the crypto community, although it could be a double-edged sword. I think the positive side is it allows creators and people to launch a meme token if they want to, in a standardized way, which is positive in terms of if you're writing a smart contract or you're writing a script for a token, you could do anything behind the scenes with the code and anything like that. But with Pump Fund, it's coming from Pump Fund, and so it's a standardized template, and so kind of what the inner workings of the token has, and so I think that's a positive for the crypto space.
I think like the pump fund, it makes sense what you say, Bobby. I think pump fund, it can be used as positive, but it's just abused a lot. I think that's the problem of pump fund. I think a lot of people, they just see it as a joke. Pump fund, of course, you can do many things with it. You can be somebody that's want to create a meme coin and has a long-term vision. You want to give value to your community. You want everybody grow together. You want to create a nice, good community, or you just want to give yourself amount of coins and you want to promote the coin and you want to dump on the people. Like you can do both. So I think there was a lot of people that talked the second one. So they want to give themselves some coin and they want to dump on the people. But beside that, of course, the responsibility is also in yourself as an investor. You should a little bit learn about where you need to look at. You should be a good scout. If you want to go in a meme coin, you can just rush in and you buy a lot of bad coins and you're going to lose your money, or you can just a little bit study about it and see what are the important parts that I need to look at. Are the people behind it are they public? Are they private? Do they ever show their face? What they are doing for the for the community? Like, what is the white paper? Is the white paper realistic? The things what they promised, is it already done, or are the first thing already delaying? All these things, I think, together, it gives you some kind of information that you can really have the edge a little bit more at your side when you go inside a coin. So I understand, like Pump Fund, a lot of people talk bad about Pump Fund and it's negative for the space, and a lot of people say, yeah, it can be positive. I think like it's the same like a knife. You can use it for your bread, or you can stick it in somebody's belly, and it's something like this. So it's a little bit the space self. We self as communities. We self in the crypto because we are crypto. We love crypto. We love each other. I always say if something positive is inside crypto, I'm always here to help a little bit, to be behind it, because there's already a lot of negativity inside the crypto. So I think a little bit that's the case. The case in Pump Fund, if it's positive or negative. I don't know if you really want to add something to this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to expand on it just a little bit. Y'all have heard my point of view on Pump Fund before, but I certainly agree with Crego that it is a net positive, in my opinion. It's absolutely a net positive. Now, that was one of the most. I've seen some of the worst things I've ever seen in there, but I think it's a net positive because of the power, the amount that it empowered Solana. It was fun, and it attracted a ton of people, especially meme lovers like me. But real quick, I see an analogy. I lived in the Delta on the Mississippi River, and I remember when the casinos were coming in, and it was a big fight with the town. All the social bigwigs had input on it, and it was kind of a big fight whether we were going to allow the casinos. Well, they basically came in, and if you put them in the river, they were coming. So they built 3 or 4 casinos right across the levee. And long story short, it was gangbusters. We had a little more prostitution. We had a little more drugs in the town and in the local area. And those were bad aspects for sure. And more people started gambling. But in my opinion, in that community, it raised the entire community up because of the amount of revenue and the amount of professionals in the casino space. It brought some real professionals to the area. And I'm going on and on, but that's my little analogy where, just like those casinos in the Delta on the Mississippi River, I think it's absolutely a positive, and I'm glad they were there, and I'm kind of glad they might be going away before too long also, because we've had our fun, and I'm kind of ready to move on, but at the same time, more power to them if they can keep
I was going to throw out this, right? I think of it as sort of controlled greed, right? We all have a level of greed in us. We all want to make money, but at the end of the day, I don't want to make money at the sacrifice of my reputation. So when I saw people were continuously getting wrecked, they could be like, "Oh, Pump Not Fun it's not a rug. The mechanisms in there don't allow that to be the case." Well, that's not kind of true, because you could watch a project drop to zero, and while it doesn't quote unquote officially fit the standardized format of a rug, I still was watching some of my dear friends who are really intelligent people continue to get wrecked. And what I said is, wait a minute. If I focused in on just a few specific communities, maybe 5 or 6 memes, and just focus in on them, right, and what they're doing, talk about the good and the challenging and maybe some of the ugly, and just kind of call it for what it is, we're going to be better off long term. And then I think it's sort of like with the idea, and just kind of throwing this out to you guys, it's sort of like your investment thesis. Some people will DCA up or down. And we take that in the context of Bitcoin. If you were buying at 104,000 and now it's at 85,000 and you're regretting, I'm going to say, well, look, 5-10 years down the line, when all the big people have said, you're going to see Bitcoin at over $1 million per token. And we're going to tell you this. They kept saying that at about 100,000 when it was at 3,000. And when you watch Michael Saylor, and he was saying just the certain things, and the other guy, the Intel guy who was killed, and he was talking about it, and you saw the $3,000 ticker at the time he was speaking of it. Well, then the question becomes, where is your conviction? And so if your conviction is not on a particular crypto, like a Bitcoin, which was the first meme, then your conviction, if it's in this community, then build with the people, get to know the creators, the content creators, the meme guys, the people who are showing up in spaces, the people who are relentlessly commenting on other people's posts. Build there. Look at the partnerships. Bring everybody in. And so that was for me. When I saw people getting wrecked, I had to take a step back and say, whoa, what am I doing? What am I doing with my time? And am I adding value and credibility to the space? So,
great, man.
I have a question for you, Craigo. Sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, so based on your experience in the meme communities, at least for the communities that you've joined, do they embody, what they represent? I'm just wondering, like, whatever they're representing. I know some of them are very, I guess, like, a shallow narrative, sometimes just funny.
Yeah.
So, but I guess. What have you seen, like, in the strong communities that you've been a part of? Like, have they embodied what they say, or is it a little bit different? Do they have different mechanisms? That
it's kind of like you go to a casino, right? You go into a casino, you have the thieves in the side, then you have the good people who are just good. You have everybody in this room. One of the things that I notice about memes and community in general is while communities will flex up and be strong, at the same time, they're equal parts fragile. So all it takes is one bad move or one tick down when you're looking at market cap to liquidity, which obviously can very much vary, right? Because you could have a high market cap with low liquidity. And if someone sells,
not a good sign.
Right. 100%. Right. And that can happen. So the people that I associate with in any particular community, I'm associating with, I'd like to think, the cream of the crop. And then we know in every community, you're going to have people that are just, again, it's not a sign on to membership. It's not like there was a vetting process and membership, and that goes to doxed and undoxed. I'm doxed. Here I am. Hey, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's sort of like a double-edged question. On one part, I believe in the communities. Again, I believe in what you guys are doing at LYNK. Do you not have any we all have bad actors within our cast. If we didn't, then this market would be so steady and the greed fear index would be at 50 or 60%. And we'd be rich, all of us. So that's how I answer.
For sure, man. Grego, other question for you. A lot of people say that all these Matt Furry meme coins, they are from the same owner, or that's not true? Like the same launcher? Because the websites look very similar, and like they are quite good in the beginning to promote it. They are good promotion. They have good market makers. They know a little bit how the game works, how I see the charts of them.
Right.
Do you know if it's the same team behind it, or that's like nobody knows that?
I don't know. Like
Okay.
what I know is this. From the understanding that I have, and if you go back and look at the Keck story, it was Lambwolf was a CTO. So a contract will be launched. Nothing will be done with it. Then all of a sudden you'll have this meta. So what I love about your meta is, right, we're linking up right now. We're having a conversation. We're building relationship. And you have this token connected to the community. So am I to assume, if you guys haven't, I'm just throwing this out, right, just for us to dive deeper into this thought. You have a nice website. You have someone there that's constantly commenting so we can build the momentum to have this engaging conversation. You have people tuning in to speculate, right? So I think there's like a formula. And I think with any of these memes, is it by accident? I don't think so. But I also think at the same time that the good actors in the community are the ones that will shine a positive light. And when I, again, saw that things were going really not in a good direction for memes, I just said, let me step back. Some people got a little upset behind the scenes, and I was okay with that. But I love my Lambwolf community. Also, Fed Up on Solana is another meme because Multiverse X is a great blockchain. So I want to support good projects, but I don't need to be rallying behind a founder or know how it came to be. What I need to do is, can my content, can what you do right now, this podcast, can this create more people to have more excitement about LYNK or maybe Lambwolf or anything else? Again, I'm not here to shill anything. I'll shill myself. And like I said this past week, we're our own ambassadors. And with that, there are going to be bad actors that are going to tie themselves to Willie, to Bobby, talking later about what you're going to talk about, which I'm really excited to learn from you with your credentials and your breadth of experience. But to me is what gets me excited. And so the game plan and the formula, there's people higher up than me that have the formula all laid out that put this in front of us so we could even play in this sandbox together.
Great, man. I want to ask you guys I want to ask you guys all one thing. Maybe you can one by one answer it. How much is the risk of meme coins if you relate it with Bitcoin? For example, if tomorrow Bitcoin gonna go below 70K and we come in a kind of a bear market, what do you think? How big is the risk for the meme coins at this moment of time? Is it very, very related? You guys think, like, is it very risky to be in a meme coin and don't, for example, watch the Bitcoin price and think that your coin gonna survive even if Bitcoin gonna down? Or do you guys agree, for example, that if Bitcoin gonna go down, that all the meme coins, it's over and out?
I'd love to speak on.
Maybe I don't know who want to start. Maybe
go right ahead, Bob.
And then we go the round.
Okay. To me, I think there is a correlation. Bitcoin, there's the Bitcoin dominance, and we've seen in previous cycles how that affects altcoins. And so, if Bitcoin goes down, more than likely altcoins will probably go down with it. And so, and being a meme coin on Solana, for example, you would follow Solana's path. But not only that, if there is poor market sentiment, if people trade and sell on top of that, I think that could be a big downside risk for meme coins. However, it's also a huge upside risk as well,
Exactly.
right? And so, so I think there is a correlation, but who knows? Maybe Solana can branch off of that and go crazy. You just never know. You just have to do your own research, right? And keep tabs of what's going on and what's coming down the pipeline. We had the Solana ETF. People haven't heard about that. That's coming out, or that's already come out. There's also staking as well. And there's other things like that. So that could drive, altcoins into a different direction of where Bitcoin's going. So
strong advice, man. Strong advice. Great advice. I don't know. If somebody else want to say something about the subject, maybe Craigo or Willie.
Sure. I to answer you specifically, me personally, I don't think you can really compare it apples to apples to Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has established itself up above in regards to stability. Not necessarily immediately, but in the long term, you can count on Bitcoin, in my opinion, and it's hard to count on the meme coins. Now, with all of that said, y'all are talking about the value in the chart, the price action of the thing. I hardly worry about that. I know that seems silly, but I put a huge amount of the value into the community that surrounds your token, or Bitcoin or LYNK in this case. And for that reason, I'm incredibly bullish on the community we're creating within LYNK. And it's directly tied to our Solana meme coin, LYNK coin. So in that way, yes, the value is overwhelming. But to go back to your original, I don't think it compare with the stability of Bitcoin. But I'm here for the community, not for the stability and the money.
Yeah.
That's just.
Thank you so much, Willie. And what do you think about that, Craigo? Do you agree with with Bobby and with Willie?
Well, I love to Connor's statement on X. I'm loving the new era we're in. I mean, absolutely, right? My thought is, it's Bitcoin goes up or down, doesn't matter. You continue to accumulate Bitcoin. Michael Saylor, for all his crazy ways of seeing it, he has such a great way to articulate it and really educate the public. And so for me, I'm a fan of Bitcoin in that regard. And exact to Will's point, it's, if you buy into a community, at least spend the time to like and engage with the content that others are creating if you don't yourself create the content. I think that's really important. If Bitcoin does go down, what does that mean? Do we have an altcoin season upon us? I mean, it was sort of the idea and theory that last cycle, if NFTs went down, crypto went up. If crypto went up, NFTs went down. And then I think that kind of got smashed through. And we saw that maybe doesn't exist. So it's kind of hard to understand in such a speculative space what's going to actually happen. But if Bitcoin goes down, I will continue to accumulate. If Bitcoin goes up, I'll continue to accumulate. It is the digital gold standard. And I think long term, it is one of the things that sets this Web3 decentralized space on the right path.
Exactly, man. Actually, Gregor, how did you find about LYNK, if I may ask, to talk a little bit about LYNK? And what was your first impression about it?
Yeah, so I found it on crypto Twitter. K7 had reached out to me and said, hey, we like what you're doing. Why don't you check out what we're doing? Love to have you on and just chop it up and link up. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. And then as I just started to watch the community and how they're engaging, I was like, okay, cool. If you can create energy and excitement when a market is down, imagine what you do when the market is up. Right. And that's, to me, why I stay steadfast with some of the BC meta behind me, and why I continue indirectly of that to support people like you who are doing some incredible space. And as I'm getting to know Will and Bob today, to me, I want to support and build relationships, because that IRL component really matches the value of where a token can go if you work with great people. Yeah, great chips rise.
Well said.
Nice words, man. Nice words, man. And I don't know if we want to go to Bobby, because Bobby wanna tell a little bit more about the staking of Link, right? Because the staking app, you can tell a little bit more about, because what I heard from everybody, like staking, if you're gonna stake your coins, you trust in something, because otherwise you don't gonna stake in something if you don't trust it. So it seems that a lot of people inside the Link community, they are quite bullish about this staking application where they can stake their coins. Can you tell a little bit more about it, and what they can earn from it?
Yes. So I guess let me preface, do a little bit of introduction. Yeah. So my name is Bobby Rippet. You can find me on X. Yeah. So I have my background in information security. I did my master's in cybersecurity. I also have my bachelor's in computer science. I've been working professionally as a software developer for 5+ years. Yeah, so I'm here building our Web3 based staking utility. It's not just staking; it is a utility for a lot of different things. But I could get into the details. So I guess to first say, the idea behind staking is to reduce circulating supply. And to incentivize long-term holding, and to show that transparency that our holders want to hold for a long time. And then it also, the idea behind it as well is to fund the project sustainably through, I guess the proceeds from the staking pool. So as well as obviously yield opportunities. And so yeah, I'm just looking through my notes just to make sure I got everything correct. So to talk about the actual pool architecture, so there's a dual side transaction taxation. So our staking utility will be a little bit different than probably what you think about typical staking. Where you would put up the token, and that would help kind of process transactions and stuff like that. And this is a little bit different. So there's a entry and exit tax. We're still working on the numbers just to make sure everything is sustainable. So I don't have actual numbers for you right now, but there's going to be staking period tiers, and as well as flexible staking. So where you could lock your tokens for a set amount of time, and that would generate a higher yield, and there's a reward multiplier, I guess, that you can use for that, depending on how long you're trying to stake your tokens for. And obviously there would be an early withdrawal penalty, but yes. So I guess what's coming down the pipeline is this architecture for the staking utility, and we're working on a NFT marketplace. That would be our next phase. We have about 8 phases for this project that will span up to 24 months of development, not years. So the next 2 to 3 months will be our first phase, and then the following phases will come after that. And so this NFT marketplace, it will serve as a couple things, serve in 2 different ways. One way would be real world asset transactions, as well as more utilities for the staking pool, as well as just the ecosystem in general. Yeah, so we have integrations and merch and other initiatives kind of going into that. Yeah, so the idea behind the staking that I think is really important. I think why people are why the community is really excited about this
Exactly.
is the scarcity narrative. So we have 76+% of the tokens locked away in the smart contract for a year until January 2026. And so essentially we're operating with zero inflation, and there's no coins added into circulation, and so we want to capitalize on that, and then also so we have this time box kind of growth window, as well as people say the market's kind of down, blah blah, fear and greed index low, more on the fear side, but if you really look at it in the macro sense, right? I mean, we're still in the bull cycle, so we want to capitalize on that as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of like the architecture and everything, it's built on Rust programming language. This is done in we're using Rust because it's security focused. It's kind of designed in a way where you kind of have to design the application where it minimizes attack vectors, and so it's really important that we're writing in Rust. We're using the Solana SDK as well. Sorry if I keep talking, but
no, we want to hear about you want to hear about it. I think
learning.
it's important.
Okay,
I think it's important.
Sweet.
I don't mean to interrupt, but if I could, I'm not trying to correct you, Bobby, or anything, but I think you misspoke and said 24 years, and the development plan is 24 months, right?
No,
right.
We had that.
But I wanted to correct you. But I wanted to correct everyone and say, I bet you in 24 years you're going to see people linking up. That's
for sure. Even less.
Please continue, Bobby. I interrupted you, but I just wanted to remind y'all look around in 24 years. I bet you'll still see us linking up. That's how strong the community is. But I totally interrupted your flow, Bobby. You
go ahead, man. Bobby, where you was standing.
So I mentioned that the application is going to be is Web3 based, and so all of our backend code are in smart contracts. And so what that means is that it's deployed onto the chain, on Solana. And so LYNK is we're the anti-rug coin. We are based on transparency and security. We want to emphasize this narrative. And build our ecosystem, build our community based off of that. And so having the smart contract on chain is actually really, really effective in supporting that, because we'll be able to open source our code, and we'll be able to essentially provide a hash onto our website of this smart contract code. You could run the hash yourself and get the same signature. So a hash is just a one-way function where you put in variables and you get essentially, hopefully, a unique signature. And then you can verify that, okay, the smart contract I'm dealing with is actually this code that I'm looking at right now. And so that will provide a tremendous amount of transparency. And I think it's really good for us that we have you can see there are no backdoors, no shadow functions, and no accounts with privileged access. And so I think that's really important for developing a smart contract, especially for staking.
Exactly. And the main question, I think, what a lot of people like to know, when is the timestamp that they really can stake their links? Like
that's
when they can start?
That's a great question. So essentially, let me just make sure I don't misspeak here.
Because I see people in the chat like T7, they saying he won already 5 million tokens. He want already stake it, and I think many of you people want to do it. So we cannot wait to the like the exactly date, the official date. That can you tell us something about it? Maybe it's like in a time frame of weeks, months, where we need to think about.
Right. Okay. So we're developing our staking utility and the utility for our ecosystem in multiple phases. And we also, like I said, we want to capitalize on the lock supply duration. Who knows, that might increase, right, once we have control over that wallet. And right now, so smart contract is actually completely finished and ready to be deployed. And we're actually going through testing phases right now. The front end is almost complete, so ready for deployment. There's some small bugs here and there. Just need to fix some user experience stuff that we need to fix. But before we do that, before we release it onto the mainnet, we're going through security audits, code audits, working with a legal team to go over any type of stipulations or roadblocks that we might run into the future. We just want to release this the correct way and the right way. Although it might slow down our timeline, which it has. So once we have some things going on in the background, which might take a week or so. So once that's complete, we'll have the beta launched. And that's going to be, we'll be able to give access to that to certain members in the community where they can go and test it out. And then after that, we'll be able to launch it on the mainnet. Thinking about a month or two for the full release.
Great, man. That's a good timestamp. Hopefully it will all go great, and the linkers can soon stake their links, because I think a lot of link people are interested in that. A little question to Craigo. What do you think about staking in meme coins? Do you have other projects that you saw that doing this and had it a positive effect on it?
You know, staking for me, I always like to have my tokens, but there's a certain point where I think in this context for this community, for LYNK, where staking and trust go hand in hand. And so I'm looking forward to learning more about that. So there is times where I feel that staking is great, you know, if you're going to stake Bitcoin or Ethereum, you know, sort of the main things. But I think when you're going into the meme realm, knowing the volatility, I think you're putting a lot of trust in that community. And I also think you're investing. And I think there's a major opportunity. Like there's always a major opportunity for memes. There's even a greater opportunity when you're staking, because it's even further trust into something that is much more volatile than the L1s or the stables. So it's just my quick opinion.
Thank you so much, man. And really, what do you think about the staking? Do you gonna stake your links or?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited for it. I just can't stand it. And you know, it's so fun to watch projects and certain certain specific projects, utilities that we do in the back kitchen with LYNK. It's so exciting because, like, we want to tell everybody what we're working on, but we don't want to overdo expectations, you know. But gosh, there's so much excitement, and I love the balance in between mentioning what we're working on, asking the community what do you want to see, knowing things that are on the way that you don't really want to talk about, you know, because you don't want to raise expectations. But am I addressing exactly what you were asking me, Milad? What was a very specific question, if you would?
You wanted me question again, the question?
Yeah. Did I address your point exactly?
Yeah. You addressed exactly the point. My question was like, how do you think about the staking idea of LYNK, and do you gonna stake your links? That was actually my question. So you had a
stake all of it. The app was a little, I wouldn't say even delayed, but we had expectations that might be coming earlier. I cannot wait for it. I'm so glad we are waiting internally. Bobby's waiting until it's just right, just to protect everyone, because I am going to stake. I don't know if I'm going to stake all of my LYNK, but I don't see why not. So yes, I'm extremely excited.
Great positive vibes, and we're gonna keep a near eye to Bobby the upcoming months, because he's gonna announce a about this subject, right, Bobby? You're gonna announce
Yeah.
about it, and if there comes some update, we can follow you on X, right? What is
Correct.
exactly your X account?
It should be Bobby Ribbit, just like on my
Bobby
name here.
Ribbit.
Yes.
Okay,
And
perfect.
like to mention, I mean, we have competition, right? We're trying to make it the best utility application that you've ever seen. I've been scouting, I've been looking at other coins and other communities, and what we have on the roadmap, which will be released soon, our a roadmap for our staking utility. I don't like to call it staking utility. I just like to call it our utility app. I call it the LYNK universe. That's what I like to call it. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be fantastic. And to go off of Willie's point, might want to keep maybe 5% just for utility's sake. But
Right.
Action behind words, man. That's great. That's great. I think it's a very positive thing for the LYNK community. I don't know if you guys in the chat, the community, they want to ask something. Maybe we can do a short Q&A with the special guest what we have, and maybe you have a question about Bobby, Grego, Willie. Ask your question. Maybe you want to know something. Maybe something was unclear. I think it's always good to connect with the watchers so they can ask their questions to bring them more inside the podcast. I think that's always nice. Do you want to say something else, Grego? Do you have something to announce for us? Do you think did we miss something? If you wanna tell something maybe from yourself, where can we find you, for example, on the social media? Where is your main platform?
Yeah, main platform is X, and the other platform is YouTube. I'm starting to play around a little bit with TikTok and Instagram.
Okay.
I'm cleaning out the Discord as well, just to get into some of those conversations in Telegram. But I'm always super careful. Again, don't click on any links. Be super vigilant. You know, and then from my end, it's just creating great content. Now, having this engagement with all three of you means that I have three new, as we call it in this space, friends, FRENS, right? We misspell it like complete degens, but really just appreciating and valuing each other's time, being respectful, building value, long-term, and even in the short term, making some money, and lead with good intention. That's pretty much who I am and what I do and why I'm here. And I'm so honored to have spent this time with you, this well over a little hour. I love it.
Great, man. We was also very happy to having you. I think you gave some good stories about the meme coins, about your crypto history. It's always good to hear people that really have love for crypto, because I love everybody with the crypto mindset and with the good heart. I think that's very important. I think that's what is missing inside the scene. So very welcome. We hope to have you for sure back in the future. It will be a lovely podcast again with you. So thank you so much to be with us and give your opinion about LYNK, give your opinion about the sentiment of meme coins. I think we appreciate that. The listeners appreciate that. And thank you so much, man.
It's my honor.
So I don't know if nobody have questions. Maybe it's a good moment to end the stream. It was really a nice stream with you guys. Willie, do you want to say something for the end of the podcast?
Well, sure. And I just saw one question come over. I don't mean to extend your broadcast, Milad, but
no, absolutely not. We are together in the broadcast, so you are a part of it,
absolutely.
And you can for sure. Let me know.
Well, and I love this question. Someone is asking why LYNK is different from all other meme coins, and if I could, I just want to touch on that just a little bit. There are a number of differences between LYNK and a normal meme coin, and certainly there's a difference between all other meme coins. There's a number of differences. I suggest the staking. It's very rarely seen in meme coins, and that kind of happened almost on accident at our origin due to the LYNK OX. But that's one thing. We have completely rebranded. Our token used to look very different. much more, almost exactly like all of the other meme coins. And since that time, we have taken on a new branding, a new logo, a new look, more or less for the outside world. It's not a trick. We're a meme coin born on pump.fun, but we do want to project a more serious look, a more serious ability, a more serious DeFi vehicle possibility within LYNK. And so and those are just a few of the things. There's lots of other things that also make us different, but those are the main things that separate us, I think, from all of Craig's projects that he's really into and he really enjoys. I have a respect for all of those, especially the Matt Fury art based cryptos. But too, I feel like LYNK is a tiny bit different with our branding and our DeFi roadmap, looking ahead well into the future. So I just wanted to mention those things.
Great. Thank you so much, really. I have one question to an outsider of the community, because like Craigo is a little bit more neutral inside the LYNK community, and I want to ask Craigo, why do you think that LYNK is different than the most meme coins? Can you maybe explain that to us? Do you saw something that you see in LYNK, what you, for example, doesn't see in a lot of other meme coins? Can you maybe explain a little thing for us, what you think that's different from LYNK?
So I would say that LYNK doesn't feel like a meme to me in its traditional sense, which is a good thing. I would say watching the community engagement, like crypto Twitter is where I think all things are going to continue to, it's sort of the incubator for growth. And then it reaches outside to YouTube and other social media platforms. The meta around the word linking up. We've linked up, had a really engaging conversation. It wasn't just pivoted towards LYNK's the best and here's why I did it. It's like, no, this is the LYNK community. You've kind of brought me into to experience what you guys are doing and talking about, and Bobby talking about the staking. And as I said, it's ultimate trust layers down. You're taking sort of your non-traditional meme and you're bringing the staking feature in, and that's trust. And talking about from a technical end, how you're doing that is absolutely phenomenal. So that's just at least my thought as sort of the outsider, just kind of looking in going, oh, this is really cool. Matt Fury has, and the Boys Club meta, that has its unique place in the space. And I think when you have great projects that can grow and elevate together, success is always upon us long term.
Great, man. I think that's a perfect, beautiful moment to end the podcast about the last words about LYNK from somebody that's more neutral inside the community. I don't know if you guys want to have an end word so we can end the podcast. Let's start with Bobby. Do you have something, some end words for the watchers?
Yeah, I guess to close, I want to answer that question and then I'll close. I guess one of the things I see that's different about LYNK is our narrative. I really think it's a unique narrative, something that meme coins. I typically don't see that in meme coins where they're trying to push for some sort of movement, like an anti-rug or transparency, security, stuff like that. I think that's really new for our space. And I think we're also primed for this because of the market maturity, as well as the utility app. The DeFi utility a few years ago was not as advanced as it is now. And so, and I did my grad school paper on Ethereum. And so, I'm pretty well versed in that, but yeah, I mean, and speaking of the utility app, get some closing remarks. If there are any Web3 developers, DM me, send me a direct message on X. We'll love to hear your insight. If you want to, be a part of the development on this, let me know. Yeah, I really appreciate being on the show, and great meeting you all.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Before you go, before we end it, maybe we can answer this little question from Not Dope in a short answer. He asked, can you talk about the smart contract that redirects the locked supply to the community multisig wallet?
Do y'all want to answer that?
I don't know. Can you answer that maybe, or can you say something short about it?
Yeah, so the team got together and essentially wrote a smart contract that executes, professionally done, was written professionally, and that essentially executes the smart contract when that block supply gets unlocked using the private keys that we've acquired. So yeah, and that gets sent to a multi-sig wallet. It's controlled by uh, lots of community members, and so
Okay.
still figuring out how that how that pieces into our utility app and the ecosystem later down the road. But the smart contract that's in there to essentially store and transfer the tokens over to the multi-sig, it's already out there and it's deployed and it's done. So.
Thank you so much. That's a great answer. Really, your last words?
Absolutely. I just want to thank Bobby for coming in and joining us. And I love that technical side of what's going on inside our LYNK family. Thanks so much to Craigo. Really enjoyed the talk. And I agree with Craigo so much. This is what linking up is all about, something just like this. And a very special thanks to you, Crypto Milad, for hosting us, for having such a positive attitude and just such a great attitude in general with this media that you produce. And other than that, thank you to all of the LYNK community, all of the crypto Twitter community. Thanks for your interest. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, that's about all I've got for today.
That's very beautiful. And thank you so much, Craigo, that you was here with us. Do you want to say something to the watchers, the end words?
Stand by your conviction, work for your bag. If you have criticism, which they like to call FUD, get in the DM, have a direct one-on-one conversation, and build that momentum.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Craigo. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Bobby, for being part of the podcast. Thank you for all the watchers, the LYNK watchers, also the other community watchers, the crypto watchers. We have one family. We are one big family. We support each other. So let's keep this doing. Let's keep the energy high. Thank you so much, everybody, and hopefully to the next episode. I hope you all like it. Have a great Sunday wherever you are. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Let's go.
Crypto
Take
Milad.
care.
Ciao.